Studying in India versus studying in USA. It's like comparing cricket with baseball. Both the sport involve hitting a ball, but all the other rules totally different. From getting admitted to the university to how professors treat you to even finding places to stay. It's a completely different world, and in this video let me give you a breakdown of the differences between studying in India as well as the US, because I have been through that process and I want all of you to know that what are the differences between studying in these countries. Not necessarily that one country is better than the other, but it's important to know the differences if you are planning to come to the US or if you are just curious. So without wasting any time, let's get into it. There are a lot of differences when you come to study in the US, but the one thing that you don't need to stress about is finding a place to stay. That's where Amber Student can help you save a ton of headaches. They are a student housing platform that help you find verified, affordable and safe housing in the US even before you step in the US. The best thing about the platform is that you can filter out the listings based on your preferences, whether it's budget, proximity to the campus, lease duration and so on. And believe me, when you are landing in a new country, getting your housing sorted would really help you a long way, because you can focus on the things that really matter, whether it's figuring out your classes, making new friends and so on. So if you want to check out Amber Student, I will leave the link in the description box. Feel free to check it out to get one stress out of your way. The first difference is admission process. In India, it's pretty straightforward because based on your field of study, you give various entrance exams such as JEE, NEET, GATE, CET, and the list goes on. And the selection process is purely based on ranks. But in the USA, it's like an arranged marriage interview, because they look at your scores, your SOP, your letter of recommendations, what's your first pet's name and so on. No, I'm just kidding. But they want to know all of the story, and they don't just depend on your test scores, which is a really good thing, because some people score less academically, but they have a good extracurricular interest or hobbies that might interest universities. So in the USA, that's an advantage for you, because they look at the holistic picture of you rather than just the test scores. The next difference is class size and student to teacher ratio. In India, usually we have huge batches with 100 plus students in the same class and just one faculty teaching the entire class. So it's easier to feel left out because you have hundreds of people competing against you. But in USA, typically it's very different because the class sizes are relatively small. There are usually 20 to 40 students in the single class. So it's easier to feel valued. You have your say and you can feel more connected to the faculty because there are not a lot of students. Yes, I know that there are some courses and universities in the US as well where the batch size is pretty huge, that is like 200 or 300 people. This is typical with courses such as computer science, IT, or engineering management and so on. But most of the universities and courses that I have observed, the class size was relatively small, like that is 20 to 30 people. So it's easier to connect with the faculty that is teaching the class. The next difference is independence in coursework. In India, it's usually like you have a fixed syllabus, a fixed number of subjects that you must take in any given semester. But in USA, it's quite different, and even I was shocked when I first came in the US that you have complete flexibility in choosing the courses that you want and whenever you want. Let's say I'm a civil engineering student, I can choose the subjects that I want in any given semester. So that really offers a great flexibility if you want to study on your own terms, like how many subjects to take in any given semester and so on. The next difference is research opportunities. In India, usually the research starts when you do your postgrad or you do your PhD, unless you are from a very top tier university. But in USA, it's a bit different because even the people who are doing their bachelor's or their master's have an opportunity to do the research with any of the professors if their interests align with that of the professor. So this is a really good way for people who are doing their bachelor's or their master's to get exposed to research opportunities before getting committed to a 5-year PhD or a postdoc. The next difference is technology and facilities. In India, these days, there are a lot of colleges offering some really nice facilities when it comes to labs or other facilities that the student can take advantage of. But the problem is that this is usually limited to the high-end colleges, or you have to pay a huge fees in order to access those facilities. But in USA, almost all, I would say like 100% of the universities have really great technology and facilities that you can avail free of cost or at a very low cost. This is because the government provides a lot of funding, or there are some private companies or some people who make donations to the universities, so it's easier for them to provide facilities. But as a student, that's really beneficial because you can avail all these technologies at free of cost, whether it's using some software which might be usually very expensive, or it might be accessing libraries 24 by 7, or using all the other technologies, 3D printing machines, or any other cool techniques that they might have. The next big difference between studying in India and the US is the grading system. In India, you know that mostly it's dependent on the final or the midterm exams that you give, and that's how you progress to the next semester. If you score well, you pass. If you score bad, then you fail. But in USA, it's quite different, and it's a really big benefit because it's not only dependent on the final exams that you score, but it also depends on your class participation, the weekly assignments that you do, other presentations, and so on. So even if you mess up in your final exams, it's not the end of the story and you are not in a bad situation. Even if you do your assignments on time, participate in the class regularly, you will be able to pass the semester and move on to the next semester. This is really good because then you don't only have to mug up one day before the exam. That's what we used to do in India, like just studying one day before the exam, trying to study in group of friends. But in US, it's quite different. So the workload is a bit less, just that you have to keep studying or keep focusing every week. It's not like you can take everything at the end moment like you used to do in India. You have to do the work every day or every week. The next difference is working part-time while studying. In India, it's very rare. I haven't heard anyone like working part-time when they're studying. First is because there are very limited opportunities or not even any opportunities to work part-time, and second is usually our parents or our families don't motivate us to work part-time because they think that just focus on the studies while you are trying to earn money when you are studying. But in USA, the culture is different. When you are doing your bachelor's or master's, it's very common for students to do part-time, cover their own expenses, and be independent. This is really good in my opinion because you start taking care of your personal finances and also start taking responsibility for your own life. So you don't have to depend or you don't have to keep asking money from your family. You can cover your cost of living without affecting your studies. The part-time might be related or might not be related to your field of study, but in any case, it won't affect your studies and you can earn money as well as study at the same time. The next difference is cultural exposure. In India, in most of the universities, your classmates might be from the same city or the same state that you belong to. Unless you are studying in some top level university where at max you will find people from other states in India, but you won't find any foreign person or some person from other countries coming to study at your class. In USA, obviously there are people from all over the world, whether it's some country from Europe, Southeast Asian countries, India, UK, Europe, and other countries. So it's really good that you get to meet a lot of people from various countries. You get to learn about their cultures. It also helps you develop personally, that you talk to different types of people, learn about their cultures, learn about their habits, and so on. The last difference is support services. In India, you won't find career counseling and mental health services in all the universities. Yes, they are trying to improve it in some of the universities, trying to build that awareness, but it's not in all the universities yet. But when you talk about US universities, they literally have a help desk for everything, whether it's about career opportunities, whether it's about writing labs, tutoring help, or even therapy sessions. They have everything for everyone, and it's really important because they not only focus on our academic life but also on your personal life. So you feel involved and you would like going to the university compared to if you just go there for academic purpose. So whether it's studying in India or studying in USA, both have their own pros and cons. I had the privilege of studying in both of these countries, so I was able to give you a breakdown or the differences between studying in these countries. In India, I made a lot of great memories, a lot of great friends that I can remember forever. And it's like you don't have to worry much because you are staying with your family. But in USA, it's a bit different because you have to take your own responsibility, whether it's financially, emotionally, personally, as well as professionally. You also start to acknowledge other people's culture because there are a lot of diverse group of people that you will meet when you go to US or even any other foreign universities. You learn a lot, you develop a lot, and you also get out of your comfort zone. You have to cook your own food, do your own utensils, do your own laundry. So it's a great learning experience as well. Not that I would prefer India or prefer US over the other. Both were amazing in their own way. Please feel free to comment down if you know of any other differences between studying in these countries. Feel free to comment down if you have any other questions regarding this topic. I would be more than happy to help you in any way I can. Like and subscribe my channel if you find my content useful. Thank you again for watching this video. Until next time.